Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a topic at the heart of every successful career journey: personal branding. In today's competitive job market, having the right skills is no longer enough. Employers are looking for candidates who stand out from the rest and who have a clear and compelling story to tell about their value and about who they are. That's where the concept of marketing yourself comes into play. When I coach clients, I always say that personal branding is not just about dressing well or having a polished LinkedIn profile. It's about defining your unique identity. It's about crafting a narrative that connects your experience, your skills, and your potential in a way that speaks directly to the people hiring. One of the ways we tackle this process is through what I call the business branding suite. This is where we work on getting to the core of what makes you, you. We dig into your strengths and your goals, and we translate that into strategies that can attract employers the way a strong brand attracts loyal customers. Whether that's designing a memorable visual identity or figuring out how to align your message with your target audience, it's kind of like building a mini business. But the product is you. I remember working with this one client who felt stuck in their career. They had years of experience and all the qualifications for the jobs they wanted, but they weren't landing any interviews. So, we focused on rebranding their entire approach. We reframed their story, rewrote their resumes, and even adjusted the way they talked about their accomplishments in interviews. And guess what? Within 2 months, they had secured their dream position at a great company. They told me later that defining their brand gave them more confidence and more clarity about what they wanted to achieve. So personal branding isn't just some buzzword. It's a powerful tool that, when done right, can open doors. And for job seekers, it's like your secret weapon that's used to market yourself in a way that resonates with employers, making it impossible for them to ignore your potential. Now that we've covered the bigger picture of personal branding, let's look into one of the most vital tools in your branding toolkit: your resume. Think about it. Your resume is your first handshake with a potential employer. It's got to be strong, right? Here's the thing. A tailored resume can be a total game changer. It's not just a piece of paper listing your jobs. It's honestly a snapshot of your value. At Marketing Yourself, we specialize in resume writing to help people highlight their stories in a way that grabs attention. It's not about flooding it with fancy buzzwords. Instead, you want to focus on achievements, quantified ones with, numbers and percentages that show your impact. But, one of the biggest mistakes I see is people using these generic templates that feel super cookie cutter. Employers can spot that a mile away, and then there's the problem of, vague descriptions. Managed a team sounds okay, but successfully led a team of 10 to increase sales by 25% in 6 months? That's a story. That's specific. And specificity makes you memorable. I worked with a client recently who was struggling with this exact thing. Their resume was okay, but it wasn't doing them any favors because it lacked depth. So, we rewrote it, focusing on action-oriented language and stacking it with measurable results. And, wow, the difference was night and day. Within a few weeks, they started getting calls from multiple employers, not just interviews, but actual solid offers. So, if you aren't already leveraging a standout resume as part of your brand, you're missing out on a great opportunity to, showcase your value and market yourself effectively. And the good news is, this is something you can learn to do. So, we've talked about personal branding and resumes. But let's zoom in on what happens when those tools work, when you land that big interview. Because let's face it, interviews can be nerve-wracking. One thing I always tell my clients is that preparation isn't optional. It's your foundation for success. That's where services like my Powerful Hour really come in handy. During that time, we focus on strategies tailored to you, mock interviews, personalized feedback, ways to frame your answers. It's all about making sure you walk in feeling ready to own the room. Now, one of the most powerful tools in any interview is storytelling. Employers want to hear your experiences, but not just as a bullet list. It's about weaving your achievements into stories that show who you are, your thought process, your problem-solving skills, your dedication. This approach not only answers their questions, but also makes you memorable. Authenticity plays such a huge role here, you know? Let me share a quick story. I worked with a client preparing for a high-stakes panel interview. They were pretty nervous, and, well, they weren't sure how to tackle those tricky behavioral questions. So we broke it down together and focused on crafting narratives using the STAR method: situation, task, action, result. They practiced bringing confidence and clarity to their answers, and when the big day came, they nailed it. Not just nailed it, they walked away with a job offer. The thing is, it's okay to feel a little nervous. With prep, strategy, and some practice, you can turn that nervous energy into fuel. And most importantly, you'll walk in knowing your value because no one else can tell your story quite like you can. So, as you gear up for your next big opportunity, remember, you've got the tools to shine. And hey, if you need guidance, you know where to find me. On that note, we're wrapping up for today. Here's to owning your story, your brand, and your career. Until next time, take care and keep putting your best self forward. You've got this.